We're going to pretend like this is an initial client meeting. If I was meeting with, this is Jeanette Mitchell from the business department. I'll have her introduce herself. And I'm going to try to play the role here that you would as a team member that's going to meet with your client, asking the right kind of questions. You want to have some information about the client before you meet with them. Do some research on that. And I've done that. Jeanette and I have met. So I've got some background on here on what kind of questions they ask. You don't want to come cold turkey and just ask some very, tell us about yourself. So I'll be asking, during the interview here, I'll be asking her some more specific questions than that. But to start, I want to just tell where you're coming from and why you're interested in getting involved here with our students.
Sure. So my name is Dr. Jet Mitchell, and I am the project coordinator for CSN's Accelerated Associate of Business program. I also teach at CSN right now at the Henderson campus, but I teach at various campuses. So CSN has offered an accelerated AB degree program. And what accelerated means is it's for students that have already completed their gen eds. They've completed everything on the left-hand side of the degree sheet and need to complete their business courses. So if they have everything already done for the left-hand side, then the accelerated, which was funded by, it was a scholarship program funded by Nevada Systems of Higher Education to allow students in one semester to get done what some students take 2 or 3 years. So that's why it's called accelerated, because it's extremely fast-paced and it's on an accelerated basis.
And so what we had done is we had talked about this in a way that students could help you promote the program and that. So normally,
and let me just mention, sorry to cut you off, what had been done as far as promoting the program before had just been word of mouth, talking to other professors, doing just very simple collateral. So really there hasn't been any kind of advanced graphics or any kind of advertising that's happened for the program, which is a shame because it's a really terrific program for students that want to get their degree, their business degree in quickly.
well, let me ask you, what kind of materials do you have already for the program? Do you have anything at all that you
We have used, yes, we have used some, we have a success story that was already profiled, so that was in a magazine. It was in the Nevada College Access Grant, Go to College Nevada magazine. We have a couple of PDF files that just say, accelerate your degree. But again, they're very basic. There isn't anything with the CSN logo on it, which is a shame because we really need something with the CSN logo. Also on the CSN website, if you go to csn.edu and you go to the Department of Business, at the very bottom of the screen, if you click on Accelerated, you can see that. So we do have some online presence, but again, when you see it, you'll see, well, this needs a lot of work. So we have online and print that's in play right now, but it isn't developed.
Well, you have a lot of material, a lot they already have to work with.
Yes.
You have the school's branding. Are you allowed to brand beyond what the school's branding is? Its colors, its typefaces, its logo. I always let my students know that there is a style guide that CSN has. In fact, I asked them to create for their client a style guide as a result of gathering all this information together. And that's already done. There is a style guide to follow. It may be kind of constraining to some students that want to do more. So what flexibility do they have in going beyond the branding of the college?
As far as anything that we've created, everything that we've created, although it's been very basic, has been put on the website and everything's been approved. So I don't know that there are any constraints if someone, as long as it's professionally done and it is within CSN's, the information is accurate about CSN, there's no trademark infringements or no patent concerns. There's any kind of typefaces or colors can be used. We've used the CSN colors for the logo because that's what is identified as CSN, and it is a CSN program. So I would say anything should be in line with what CSN already has for their logo.
Well, I understand that programs can have their own.
Yes, they can have their own marketing and their own
branding.
yes.
And
For example, it's funny, I was in my car the other day on campus and somebody had put accelerated and they put a sticker on my windshield that said accelerated car wash, and I saved it because I thought, what a great, it was accelerated. I'd just been working on the project and it said accelerated, and it was in gray, white, and red, and I thought it was a very well done piece of work, and I kept it because I thought this is really great. It had a picture of a car and then in the background, and I thought, well, that's really great.
Maybe a rocket ship would be more appropriate.
A rocket ship, a jet airplane, I'd love that for personal reasons. I don't have any preconceived notions, because I think anything that shows that it's an accelerated degree program for CSN students, I think would be terrific.
Well, now, do you have a business plan? You mentioned a lot of materials that's already online. I asked my students to get a business plan because that demonstrates a lot of thought that a business has done. Usually
Yes.
when you do that,
Yes,
convince a bank to...
Oh, yes, and in fact, we
To
had to
invest
convince
in them.
Nevada, yes, we had to convince Nevada to continue investing in us. So we have a very detailed budget plan that shows what the program is, what students are receiving. In fact, I just came from a budget meeting about the plan. So it's 38 pages worth of, most of it's numbers related, though, of what's budgeted for the program.
So this is totally overwhelming for most of my students because there's way too much information.
Right, you probably, as a student, I wouldn't want all the budget information. I would want the elevator pitch of complete your degree quickly, current CSN students, please apply. I mean, I would want something much more condensed than 38 pages.
Is that the only audience here, the CSN students?
It would be, yes, it would be current CSN students that have completed their general education. So it isn't new CSN students, it's current CSN students with an eye to graduate to the AV program. So business-minded guy or gal, ready to graduate, wanting to graduate, and committed to graduating. So yes, it's current CSN only. So it's nice that we have a very targeted audience here.
Don't you have some of your students that are taking some business classes from semester one?
Yes.
Are you assuming they're all just getting their GE out of the way first and now they just start?
No, some students, and that's what also, I appreciate the clarification, because you could have started and taken 3 or 4 classes on the right-hand side and not have your gen eds. If you have most of your gen eds done, this program is for you. You may also have some of your program classes done as well. This will just help you complete. So even if you only need 2 classes to complete, you'll still complete. So it doesn't need to be that you need all your classes. The requirement, though, is that you have the gen eds done. So it's a current CSN student with gen eds done, perhaps with some special business classes taken, or none, ready to complete.
Well, the school tries to attract high school students to come here during their junior and senior years to take the community college high school. They can do that if they're not already a junior. So they're getting them before college so that when they finish this, they're already on their way. It's an accelerated program.
Yes.
But see, they're reaching students that are not already CSN students. Why couldn't this program target those that haven't come here? It may give them a reason to come here because they can get it accelerated.
That actually is a terrific idea. It would be step 3 of our program. And we actually looked at a college that had, SUNY in New York, had a program that was specifically for high school juniors and seniors to recruit them and to move them through the program. So that isn't the way the program is right now, but the accelerated could end up becoming a 3-prong approach, and that would be one of the prongs.
That's your business plan, but we're looking at a communications plan, which needs to parallel to the business plan. But that seems to be a little more exciting if I were going to design a message than students are already here. That just seems like give another brochure with the idea in mind or a flyer, they're already here.
Contraire.
Okay.
Current CSN students have been extraordinary, almost to tears overwhelmed, amazed that there is this kind of program available. I would agree with you if CSN had already done a terrific job of communicating to students that this is out there. And students knowing that their special program has excited them. Students have finished a degree they never would have otherwise. They have special program offerings they never had access to. Every penny of their tuition, books, and fees was paid. It was a program that offered an incredible amount that they never even knew. And many of the students that we recruited were not even business students, were also taking classes in other areas and decided to also receive a degree in business coupled with another degree that they were able to take into the workforce. It was quite exciting for them because this program is unlike anything CSN has ever done. So I think it has a huge amount of interest, and I think a student that finds this interesting will realize if they ask other students, will be surprised that they didn't even know about this opportunity.
Well, you may have more of a focus than most clients do. When I send my students out to speak with their potential clients, a lot of them, they give them a kind of a list of things that they need, a brochure and a website, but they may not need that to do whatever whatever they're trying to get out, and they may not even have it targeted to the right audience. So you seem to be a little bit more focused on that, and I'm just wondering if you had in mind the kind of design pieces that you would like to see assembled already. In other words, do you have a shopping list?
I don't.
Or what we call vehicles?
I would have a student look at the CSN Department of Business website and look at how, right now it's just basic, this is the online, there's online and print, so there's actually 2 different voices. And it could go into many different voices, but right now there's 2 voices. The online portion is very sparse, and what I envision is something that has the CSN logo, because we're working within this, it's a CSN program, but that uses the logo and in a unique, interesting, fun way to profile. It's a CSN program for acceleration, and I think even using the logo of CSN in the color, using some of the color scheme obviously, but getting that incorporated is something that isn't done now. Now you just click and you see a generic picture. There isn't anything. So I don't have a specific thing in mind, except I think there would be something that has very clearly portrayed that it is a CSN program. For the print, what's been portrayed has had the CSN logo and then just, please join us for a kickoff informational meeting. And it's just been black ink with light green. I think we can do better than that. I mean, not that the person that designed it was flawed, but that's not her area of expertise. She just put together something very quickly to distribute to students.
Well, I see a major problem with students maybe feeling overwhelmed by the fact that, wow, you're on top of this. You pretty much know what you want to do. You've got some resources already. I mean, what could I do to help you?
I think a student, even a student with beginning skills in this area, I would be very excited to see some work. And I would say, instead of feeling overwhelmed, please understand, look at the website first, and you look at the CSN website, and then look in the Department of Business website, scroll all the way down, and then I think even a beginning student shouldn't feel at all intimidated to think, even I would think, as a beginning student, I would think, I can create a really great print and or online presence, even with one simple upgrade that I think would be a very tasteful, professional design. I don't think that what you would see would intimidate someone.